It's that community. I have somebody to talk to. I'm not alone. It might be 3 years. It might be 10 years. We've had ladies up to 30 years. And they say, wow, I'm not the only one going through this. And then they share with each other. So it doesn't come just from Deb and myself, as well as our speakers. It's actually the women that share their experiences with each other. If they're comfortable with it, they don't have to.
You're listening to Talk to Vicky, RHN, a total approach to wellness. Today's guests, I have two guests, Deb Hannah and Anne Marie Collingwood. These two ladies, I've known them for quite a while now, and they do some very unique things here in Hamilton. So Deb Hannah has a 17-year career as a fitness coordinator and bone fit instructor, as well as a personal trainer at the Putman Family YWCA in Hamilton Active Living Center, and she is also an Encore instructor. Anne Marie Collingwood, she is a certified Pilates and also a bone fit instructor, as well as a personal trainer. She also coordinates and trains and is a trainer for the Encore Program. Now, if you're not sure what Encore is, it's an 8-week lifestyle exercise program specifically for women who have gone through breast cancer treatment. Both ladies share a powerful connection through their own personal journey with breast cancer. They bring not only professional expertise, but also a deep personal understanding of the emotional and physical toll of the disease. Together with their unique abilities, they are dedicated to supporting and being a source of hope for those affected by breast cancer. Welcome, and listen to the end of this broadcast. I have a special message for all you ladies. Welcome, ladies. I am so honored to have both of you here. You ladies have done so much in our community, especially with breast cancer and helping women navigate that whole journey. Now, today we want to talk about the program that you run at the YWCA, and it's called Encore. And I don't think a lot of people know about it. I know anyone that comes to me and says they have breast cancer, I say, check out this program, or just call Anne Marie or Deb and find out what it's all about. Anne Marie, how did it all start? How did you bring it to Hamilton?
Yeah, thanks, Vicky. Great to be here. So when I was going through breast cancer, I can remember exactly where I was walking on the mountain brow. And I just said, God, just bring something good out of this if I have to go through it. And I went and heard Dr. Rutledge, who's a radiation oncologist in Halifax. And he said, women, if you don't hear anything else, and he clapped his hands. I remember it so clearly all those years ago, exercise, exercise, exercise. And I went and spoke to him afterwards and said, if I don't know as a personal trainer what to do, would they know what to do? I said, I'd love to find a program where they help women that have been through breast cancer and exercise. And I said to him, do you know any in Halifax? And he said, yes, there's one through the YWCA called Encore. And I said, what? I said, I work for the YWCA. So it was an incredible moment that I will never forget. And he looked at me and he said, you could be the one to bring it here. Which I wasn't. I just was the vehicle of going through breast cancer. But one of our close friends, Kim, who was working at the time at the Y, helped to connect with the Canadian Cancer Society here. And our CEO at the time was very supportive, and it was amazing. So we were able to get funding and through Canadian Cancer Society and community. And we were able to start the program. And that was back in 2009. So we've been going strong with the program since 2009.
Wow, 16 years. Kudos to you. And Deb, how did you get started with Encore?
So Anne Marie was off at the time, and she had brought it in, kind of brought the awareness in, and Kim was my boss at the time. So she said, I think you would be a great candidate. Are you interested in taking the training for this? And I said, absolutely. So that was back in 2009, and I did the training, and and here I am.
Wonderful.
Here I am, still doing the training in that, and also being diagnosed with breast cancer just about 18 months ago as well. But doing very well.
I'm glad to hear. Well, and I think doing this course too has helped you a lot, knowing what to ask for. And talking about the course or the program, what can ladies expect through the program? So it's an 8-week program, and what can they expect when they come?
So it is most importantly a free program. And it is a after breast cancer exercise program, but it's very gentle. So it's gentle land exercises. So just nice easy movements through the arms, helps to open up the chest, strengthen shoulders, strengthen back, focus on posture. And so week by week, we do these gentle land exercises. And then go ahead, Deb, you speak about the pool portion.
The favorite part of the program.
Yes, women love that.
Yes. So Anne Marie, as she said, her land exercises, and I love those too. They're very beneficial. And then the ladies get into the water. The benefits of the water is it allows more comfortable range of motion, especially after having surgery or treatments. And it helps to reduce the swelling if there is swelling. I certainly had that. And it's just a fun time in the water. It gives you a little bit more freedom to move around and do. So we go in the water. It's not swimming. It's across the shoulders, collarbone, and then doing a nice range of motion with the arms and our legs too. We do off the wall exercises like against the pool wall. And then we bring in some things at the end too, like some noodles or sometimes frisbees and balls and stuff like that, and incorporate that into the exercise as well. So it's all fun, and yet it's a very gentle but very effective workout.
So what if someone's afraid of water? Like my mother-in-law is afraid of water.
Yeah. So we've had people like that, Anne Marie, right? The people are going, oh, I don't like the water, but you're not putting your head under the water. And if you are, you don't have to go in the deep end. Your feet are always touching the bottom. And that's the thing. So it's not a swim. It's not a dunk. It's not a plunge. It is your feet
The
are on
shallow
the ground.
end, right?
Yep.
And you said you have
Yep.
noodles. If you're really concerned, you could have a
Yep.
noodle or
Yep.
water wings, I guess.
We've had ladies go in that are not so sure about the water, and then they absolutely love it.
And they don't have to go in the water, as Deb
And they
said.
don't. No, that's right.
We've had ladies that want to still be involved in the group, and it's usually the end portion of the program. So if they want to leave, they can leave. But we also have opportunity. They've sat on the pool edge and just put their feet in because they want to be a part of it. Or we have some women that are going through radiation still. So then I am, stay with them, and then they get a chat and we have some time to converse. So that's just the one part of the program. That's the exercise part of the program.
Well, and I was going to say it's 8 weeks, and I've lectured at your program as a nutritionist, but you do that land exercise, the water exercise, you talk about nutrition, but you also get experts that come in that share, but experts from all different fields.
Yes. So that educational component is huge for women. And as we often say, knowledge is power. So the program is in a safe, confidential environment, right? With other women that have been through breast cancer, all different in some regard, but all the same going through breast cancer. So what we love is just sharing, obviously, that camaraderie. And then for the experts, same thing. So we've got the 3 amazing physiotherapists that specialize in lymphedema. So they come in and take turns coming in and share with us and teach the women, in 45 minutes, a lot about lymphedema. And then we have, like yourself, Vicky, coming in over nutrition and wellness and that lifestyle, which is great because it's the whole thing is moving forward. What can I do to move forward now? And then we have women from our local stores that are Hamilton and Burlington that are great support to us that will come in and give information on prosthesis, bring them in, bring in bathing suits, nutrition, relaxation, stress release, lots of topics that women can get in a very short time period of less than 8 weeks and then leave informed.
Well, that's just it. You get this diagnosis, you go through all the treatment, and then what? I like Encore because that's and then what? How can I prevent this? How can I support myself? It's like the 4 main pillars that often women will experience, and they're not sure where to go for help. And both you ladies have experienced breast cancer, so you can relate, and not that that's a prerequisite to training this course, but you're talking about the educational component, the physical component, the social connection, that camaraderie, just sharing with one another, and also the emotional connection, which oftentimes, if you're not going through that, people don't get it. And I think that's wonderful. Now, what happens after the 8 weeks? I know you run another program. It's called Encore Plus, because to me, I feel like 8 weeks is not enough.
That's what they say. Exactly.
Yes,
8
it
weeks
goes
is not
by
enough.
too fast.
Yeah, it goes by fast. We always say that when they come in on week 1, where it's kind of a meet and greet. And I say, I know 8 weeks sounds long, but it's not. And often in the evaluation that we do at the end, which helps to give us feedback, that was too quick. It was too short. So coming out of that, we started with Encore Plus. So what else can we do? Because we didn't want the women, some women want to stay connected. They can, with each other, but they need more. So that's when we came up with Pilates Beyond Breast Cancer. So
Nice.
I'm a trained Pilates instructor, so went into some training for Beyond Breast Cancer. So that's a virtual program. It was in person until COVID. And then we pivoted and we are staying online because it opens the doors for others outside of the Hamilton area to come. And that's a great one. We have connection right beforehand, and then we teach and use props and do lots of opening, strengthening. I encourage women to do that after Encore. And then we have our Walk, Talk, and Wander. So that's our other program that we do, that we walk, talk, and wander, and lots of talk, and lots of talk, and lots of talk.
And walking, I hope.
Yes, and walking.
Yes. Well, and there's so many great places around here to be walking, like in nature.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
some beautiful places. I was going to say, one of the things, I didn't know you guys did that until this interview. And what is that all about, Deb? Tell us a bit about BoneFit.
So Anne Marie and I are both certified with Bone Fit training. Too fit to fracture is what we like to say. It's one of their mottos. And it's actually having exercises, classes geared to anybody that has osteoporosis, osteopenia, low bone density, another word, and then put together classes in a safe setting and a smaller range of motion to help to build your bone strength, hence the silent thief, because you don't even know it sometimes. The medications you're on after treatment sometimes can put you at a higher risk for bone loss. So you want to stop that before it even happens, or keep it as strong as you can. And anybody, we've got people in our bones class, Anne Marie, that don't have it and don't want to have it. So they're building the bone. Women shy away from using resistance training, weights and that, when we really shouldn't. We need it.
Is it pretty intense though, or can it be? Like
Only
weight
Anne Marie's
resistance.
class.
They say that you need to do weight resistance.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
No,
I
said just Anne Marie's classes.
Oh,
No,
well, I've been
it's-
to her Pilates classes, and yeah, you
Yeah,
feel it. They're great
oh
though.
yeah,
You feel
it's
good
good
after.
though. Yeah.
So, and that's run through the Y as well, the Bone
Yes.
Fit. And is
Yeah.
is there a fee for that?
Yeah,
So
Bones
at
Plus,
Ottawa,
yes.
yeah, so the Bones Plus program at Ottawa Street, it's in the Active Living Center. Yeah, so you can check out their schedules online, and then we do winter, spring, summer, fall sessions. They usually run between 8 and 10 week sessions, and it's very, very reasonable. So myself, I teach on Zoom the Bones Plus and Balance on Fridays at 10:30. It's on Zoom. And I think that's the only one, Anne Marie, right now on Zoom for bones.
There's other programs that have
There's lots.
balance, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
same at our McNabb location as well. So yes.
Yeah, no, that's
there
good
is.
because not everyone can come down to the Y and take
Right.
part in it if they're curious
Right.
and they want to. And then the sky's the limit, right? If you're doing it on Zoom, like it's not
There's
a
a huge
limited
variety.
class amount kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the importance for us with the Bone Fit is exactly that, because women are at risk then
Mhm.
for bone
Exactly.
loss after when
Yes.
they're in, they might have been forced into menopause and medication. So again, we want to say knowledge is power. So we don't want to put the fear in. We want to say, you're probably already aware of these risks. You may have been told that, whether it's medication or, you've been forced into menopause. Let's do what we can, again, to look at building the bone strength and looking at the exercises and somebody that's trained in the field. So that is really important to us in that area. And the same as lymphedema, being able to get women to move their bodies, whether it's in the water during our program, beyond it. And we always say to them, because they'll say, I'm sorry, I can't come to your location. I can't go that far. And we always say, go where you're going to go, right? Go. Doesn't matter what location. We've got many rec centers. We've got other programs around. Wellspring, Wellwood, Great Wellwood has excellent programming on different levels. And so we want to encourage that. We want to encourage women to go wherever, just move your body. And we're always reminding women to move with their own body. So always listening to their body, and that's key, always. And that's in all of our programs, definitely in Encore. One of the aspects of our program are the home exercises. So they're encouraged to do the exercises on an ongoing basis, and then they come back and share with us, oh, that was good. We never ever want pain, and it's a progressive program, right, in the exercises, and that's really important.
Well, any exercise is progressive,
Right.
as you.
Yes.
Now, one other thing that you mentioned to me before is about balance and just teaching women to be on balance, right? Because that's what happens. And I mentioned to you earlier, my daughter had a spill over the weekend and she didn't fracture her wrist, but it's really sore. And it's just about balance. And women, like, they might think they've got it, but you just fall once and hip fracture. So you're teaching them about balance with the bone fit.
Just looking at on the news today about YWCA Hospital reporting the increase in fractures. And so that is what we work on, not just Deb and myself for our bone program, but also in our other programs we do. So I teach vertical Pilates. I'm doing lots of balance work there. So it's great because our women then can go from Encore into Pilates Beyond Breast Cancer, and then perhaps go into our programming in person or virtually. And they get one of our gifts to them from the YWCA that is obviously a big supporter of our programming, and very thankful for that, is they get a pass for a free session. So a free virtual session, winter, spring, or fall, wherever they are. Or they can come in person and they'll get a free class for that whole session. So we just want to see women moving their bodies and connecting with each other.
Yeah, and it's great the support. Like I said, it's not just 8 weeks, it's beyond Encore and the bone fit. Like it's the whole gamut of helping women stay healthy and strong through the transitions, right, of life. So before we end this session, I wanted to ask, can you give our listeners or viewers a little tip of something they could do? So, mammograms, thermography, go get your breasts checked for sure. Something they could take away now that would be helpful. Deb, do you want to tackle that?
Yeah. I would say, if in doubt, check it out and be your advocate. Speak and don't be afraid to speak. And work with your doctor, obviously, but insist if you feel something is not right for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's your body. You know your body the best. So you've got to check things out. You do a little bit now or a heck of a lot later, right?
Yeah.
You want to be proactive.
Right.
Regular
Marie, do
checkups,
you have
regular
something?
mammals. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think even like with our women, and what just kind of tying back in is that having a community around you. So the great thing about Encore is the camaraderie. And when we do those evaluations again, and whether it's walking group or Pilates, it's that community. I have somebody to talk to. I'm not alone. It might be 3 years, it might be 10 years. We've had ladies up to 30 years. And they say, wow, I'm not the only one going through this. And then they share with each other. So it doesn't come just from Deb and myself, as well as our speakers. It's actually the women that share their experiences with each other. If they're comfortable with it, they don't have to, but they learn a lot from each other. We learn from them, right? And just having that, again, a confidential, positive, and we have a fun environment. Deb and I have been working together for years and besties, and we do always promote a positive, fun environment in the program. Doesn't mean that we're not serious with it, and no, because we've both gone through it and know the days when somebody might be having a hard time. But I guess my big message would be reaching out and not going through the journey by yourself, and knowing that there are others out there. And we are really blessed in Hamilton because we do have great programs after cancer, and whether it's a support group or exercise or movement. We like to call it movement because we just want people to move. And then there's the emotional wellness that comes with that, right? That's huge. And yeah, and fun, because Deb and I are all about the fun too. And it's we like
we're
to have
serious.
fun.
We're serious
We're
too.
serious.
No, you guys
We're
are fun. I always enjoy speaking
But
with you.
it is true. And I find that even for myself, but I also seen it in women over, the last 16 years, that they can come there, they can be quiet and just listen, but it doesn't take long where they start to feel comfortable with sharing, where we as women, I know myself, I didn't want to put too much and get my family worried.
Right.
Or even you don't want people to
Yeah.
worry. So you do it, you take it on.
Yeah.
It just kind of allows you, and like Anne Marie said, it's very confidential space. And yeah, it's great all the way around.
Well, I just want to say thank you. 16 years, people. They've been doing this for 16 years, helping ladies maneuver through breast cancer. So if you know someone or you are someone struggling with breast cancer and needing some support, these are the ladies to reach out to. They get it and they're so resourceful and knowledgeable. All the information is in our show notes, so reach out to them. They're very approachable for sure. Well, thank you for your time. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Vicky.
you
Yeah,
taking
thanks,
this
Vicky.
time to do this. And, I wish you much success, but I don't know if that's really, more and more
Yeah.
people are getting diagnosed. So,
That's right.
but they
No, we
don't
want
know
to be
that you're
there.
there, right?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
So
just
let's
spreading the
hope.
word.
Yeah.
And best of all, like you said, it's free. So,
Free.
yeah, it
Yeah.
won't break the pocketbook when, everything else you have to do with breast cancer, it gets expensive. So thank you, ladies, and
Great.
have a great day.
Thank you for
And
this
we will be watching.
opportunity.
Okay. Thanks,
Great.
Vicky.
Thanks, Vicky.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode to this point. Now, if you've been diagnosed with breast cancer or know someone who has been diagnosed, then I encourage you to check out the show notes to know how to get in touch with these ladies, because you do not need to suffer alone. Now, as I mentioned, I've known these ladies for a number of years, Anne Marie and Deb. Two very passionate women helping other women navigate life after breast cancer. Once everyone came back together after 2020 and 2021, I had many women telling me they were diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, if you are a woman and you are listening to this podcast, this is your reminder to have a mammogram or a thermography test done. Breast cancer affects everyone, so go get a scan.